If you had to shoot someone in self-defense in Charleston, South Carolina, and you were charged with attempted murder, what would you do? Hi, I'm Greg McCollum, attorney and founder of the Complete Legal Defense Team here in South Carolina. Sam was over at a friend's house, and she just happened to be the ex-girlfriend of a friend of his, or he thought he was his friend. I'll call him Roscoe. What happened was, as he was over there talking to this woman, I'll call her Tammy, somehow Roscoe found out he was at her house. And really without any warning, Roscoe, who was prone to violence, was a heavy drinker. Sam had actually seen him get in fights and assault people. He was a big guy. He was dangerous. He was hot-headed. He had a big temper. The only thing is Roscoe didn't tell Sam or Tammy that he was coming to the house. And the house where Tammy was on a dead-end street. I think it was a gravel road, and there was a nice little house at the end of that. And people always went up the driveway and parked in the back and came in the back door. So that's what Sam had done. Once Roscoe, who's screaming down the road in his truck, racing toward the house, he calls Tammy and says, "I'm almost there. I'm going to kill Sam. I'm coming. I'm killing Sam." Tammy runs out the front door where the mailbox was at the start of the driveway. And she's out there frantically trying to flag Roscoe down and talk some sense into him. Meanwhile, Sam doesn't know what to do. He's only got a few seconds to react. So he goes out the back door, and he's going to get in his car and leave. But what happens next is Roscoe doesn't stop at the mailbox at the start of the driveway. He comes roaring down the driveway, slams on the brakes, blocks Sam's car in. Sam's outside the car. He cannot get in the car and leave. There's no way out. Roscoe leaps out of the truck, leaves the door open, and charges at Sam. Sam has a second to figure out what to do. Now, Sam had a gun carry permit. He was trained in the use of firearms. He lawfully had a firearm. He was lawfully carrying it. And he also understood self-defense because that's part of the process of having a carry permit. With no time to react, with Roscoe screaming he's going to kill Sam, charging at him, Sam pulls out his gun, fires one shot, hits Roscoe in the midsection. Roscoe falls down. Tammy then runs up the driveway screaming and calls 911. Now, at that point, what should Sam do? What would you do in that situation? What would any of us do? Well, what Sam did was he left the scene. And we always tell people, if there's a fight, leave. So he leaves the scene, and he calls us. We talk to him. We contact the police. We find out they're getting a warrant for him for attempted murder. We hire a private investigator that we work with. We have the private investigator go locate the gun. The police they're looking for Sam. They're going to arrest him that night. But we don't want him arrested that night. We don't want him sitting in a police interrogation room all night. Because once the police arrest him, they won't necessarily let us in there. Just because you have a lawyer, you have to invoke that. You have to say, "I'm not going to give a statement. I'm not going to explain what happened until my lawyer's here." And that works, but people don't want to do it. And the police threaten them and tell them that they're obviously guilty and all these other things. So we take Sam the next morning. We surrender him at the jail, which is something we do all the time. We're there at his bond hearing. We are able to explain a little bit about the situation. Sam has no record, never been arrested before. He's got a good job. He's got a good career. It was a self-defense situation. So the judge listens to us, sets the bond. Sam's released. We then start our investigation, and that includes the background of everything we need to know about Sam. What makes Sam not a criminal? What makes Sam a good person? So we get all this background information about him, then we investigate the case. And we go through the self-defense, and in South Carolina, you have a right to defend yourself. And it really doesn't matter where you are. And if that's Tammy's house and Sam is an invited guest, then he has the right to defend himself in the house as she would, and he also has the right to defend her or anyone else. We present that to the prosecutor. What do they say? They're not buying it. They've got somebody that's shot. They've got Sam charged with attempted murder. From their view, you shouldn't have shot him. We go through, even though he has no duty to retreat legally, we go through all that and show them with pictures and diagrams and images how he's trapped. They don't care. They're going forward. So then the other part of it is the prosecutors, and we hear this all the time, the prosecutors keep saying, and the police say, if he was justified, why did he leave? Why did he leave? Well, people don't know what they're going to do. The response, the fight or flight response is almost overwhelming for people in this situation. And so that was a hang-up for them. So we have the preliminary hearing. We make a little bit of progress, but the judge isn't going to dismiss an attempted murder where this person's been shot. It's just too serious usually for them to throw it out at the prelim. Next, we're going to court. We cannot work this case out. So we have what's called a stand your ground motion, and that gives us the ability to present Sam's legal self-defense to the court without a jury present. Sadly, the judge refused to find that Sam acted lawfully. It was a difficult decision for the judge, but then again, he's going to let a jury decide. But one of the things that did happen is we damaged the state's case so much in that stand your ground hearing, explaining the situation that Sam was in, showing what he did was truly self-defense, that word got back to the DA, the elected DA, who was following this. He heard our presentation. He heard about it. That caused him to contact his prosecutors that were handling the case and tell them to back off, to make a deal. Now, they made a deal. We didn't like the deal. I didn't like the deal. Because what they're going to do now is they're going to make Sam plead to the charge of attempted murder, which is ridiculous, but then they're going to recommend probation. I disagree with that kind of prosecution. If it's not an attempted murder, reduce the charge. Don't make Sam plead to attempted murder. Now, during this ordeal, Sam lost his job. He got another job, and then something happened and he lost that job, because that's what happened when you're charged with attempted murder. So Sam has been going through this ordeal. We talk to him. We tell him, we think we're going to win this case. We think the jury will find you not guilty. But Sam was concerned because he said, you can't guarantee that. You don't know what's going to happen. So he decided to take the plea deal. I didn't like it. My lawyers didn't like it. My legal team didn't like it. But I understand that's his choice. So what happens from our investigation, from our presentation, from everything that we did, Sam appeared in court, pled guilty to the charge, and the judge sentenced him to probation. And Sam walked out of that courtroom a free man. This is something that we do at the Complete Legal Defense Team. If something like this has happened to you or happened and you need to know about how to defend yourself, contact us at the Complete Legal Defense Team. This is what we do every week, every month, every year. We defend the accused who have a lot to lose. We defend these kind of serious felony cases, and we can help you if you'd like our help.